first of all, Lindy Waters, big deal, gets a 2-year deal, and we got a lot of love for J-Dub.
Well, first of all, let's just talk about the Lindy Waters 2-year deal, because to me, this is exactly what the Thunder do to players they intend on keeping, is they give them that 2-year, $3.8 million deal. It's a second round pick money, right? If they're not doing that, they usually give them a little bit of a 1 year and some change, I found out. So this is big. I spent 3-4 minutes last episode talking about Lindy Waters and how much I appreciate him as a human being, and the fact that he, grew up in Oklahoma. Like, this is exactly what we needed. A homegrown kid in Oklahoma now is on the team, and we're going to see a lot of him, and he's playing really well, man.
Yeah, he is.
Good for
him.
And
the competitiveness he showed, playing, I think, 35 minutes for the Blue, and then coming back and playing 17 minutes in the same day. And then Amarui gets, cut from the team or waived, and then here comes Lindy Waters taking that deal. Life-changing money for him. Opportunity. And obviously, since we saw us guarantee Amarui right before we cut him, so he got a bonus. Like, we know that Lindy Waters is not automatically secure in this team. Like, he's going to have to continue to perform and play at a high level, but this is the right step for him, and it gives us another opportunity for another 2-way contract for us to go get. Who do you think we might get with that?
Oh, dude, this is Andre Robinson at this moment.
Okay.
Andre Robinson wants to get back into the league. This would be a perfect opportunity for him to get, 10, 12 games. And here's the thing. If we have a playoff push inside of us, if we have a playoff push that you're going for right now, Andre Robinson's another lockdown defender that can guard 3 positions. So for me, I'm all for the thought that Andre Robinson is coming back into that league. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if we pick one of the lesser known guys on that team that's been playing really, really well. Olivia Sarr already has that other 2-way contract. We saw him sitting behind the bench next to Osman Jang. So again, I would love to see Andre Robinson. I'm a fan of Andre Robinson, especially with a feel-good story like this, and he's playing really well. So I don't know, man.
Dude,
that's what I think.
Anybody who's really particular about how to say names is probably getting driven nuts right now, because it's Roberson. But
Roberson.
I like what you were saying, because it's just like everybody's like you're gonna fire them up.
Dude, listen. If you guys haven't figured it out by now, like I'm a 90% 10 guy, so I say the name's 90% wrong, and I say the name's 10% right, guys. All right, it's just simple, like 99% or 99. Now I'm a 99% guy. No, a 90% time I'm wrong, and I just got to deal with it. So I appreciate all those people that are going to correct me properly, but Mark just did. So
there you go. I did it for you guys, so you don't have to read those comments, everybody. But we do, we love your insight, Dave. So don't just think that it comes down to pronunciating names or anything. It really comes down to your basketball insight, and that's what separates you from every other Oklahoma City Thunder podcast. Everyone, dude, they don't know the game like you, and so everybody
it's fun, dude. How do you
caught up with other shit? They're getting distracted from what matters.
Yeah, but this is why it's a basketball podcast, man. Like, if you're going to sit there and talk about your life and all the things that you've done in the weekend, and that's cool, but we both know that that's just a waste of time, man. It's a waste of energy, because what we're here to hear about is basketball. We're here about what's happening with the Thunder. And to me, one of my favorite subjects to talk about is something that you sent me over. All right. It was a text message you sent me. Who was that guy that said it? He's been somebody that's been on here a lot talking to us. But it was about one of my favorite subjects on this young team. It was the 12th pick in this last draft. It was a lot of discussions on why he was the 12th pick. But Brian Windhorst just came out. I just said it wrong. I know it. But he just came out with an article that highlights this, guys. And he talks about why J-Dub was the 12th pick. Because there was an idea that the trade with the New York Knicks could fall apart. All right. The trade with the Knicks could fall apart. And because of that, Osman Jang was that pick that if that happened where they didn't want, it's J-Dub or Osman Jang that we're losing. We'd rather lose Osman Jang than J-Dub. And that's exactly what happened.
So basically we chose Jang because we thought there was a chance that the Knicks deal would fall apart.
Yes.
We chose him first at 11. And we were always wondering why that happened. So
yeah, we did.
According to Brian, now we have an inside scoop about the fact that
because
they picked Jang.
12th was guaranteed our pick no matter what.
Right.
And we felt that there was more chances that J-Dub was going to be that pick of the future for us. And here's the thing about it. Now that we're learning, we're finding out that Memphis and the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Hawks, they all wanted that 11th pick for J-Dub. And we were the only ones that we were able to steal it away essentially by those 3 first-round draft picks that are very heavily protected and are not very good. But that's how we were able to get that pick right there. And think about that, man. Like, that's just powerful. We got the 11th. Right? And it's great, dude. Like, this is amazing how we were able to pull that off.
Yeah. He's a special player. I got a few stats here. Since January 1st, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals.
Wow.
He's playing the most minutes on the team. And for the month of February, he's shooting 49% field goals, 38% from 3, and 81% free throw. So through natural progression, you could see him being a serious candidate as a 50-40-90 guy, right?
Yeah, these stats are telling me with the increase that we've seen. Thank you, Kevin Scott. Huge shout out to you, man. This is a huge display of intelligence that you just gave us here. I want to throw this out here. February steal leaders. Number 1, Josh Richardson's averaging 2.5 steals a game. Number 2, J-Dub averaging 2.2 steals a game. All right, guys. Huge. Okay. Like, if we're just talking about his defense right now, that would be big. But now he's averaging 14 points a game since January, right? The increase has been so much that I'm looking at it and I'm saying, okay, through the course of his career, next year, I'm expecting him to average 18 to 20 points a game. You know, it just ain't.
Yeah.
Like, he's getting so
like
good out there. His defense is so locked down. It's so, like, it's to the point where he's so good on defense that if he just takes that energy that he's putting on defense and then all of a sudden, boom, it clicks on offense. Like, it's already clicking, I would say, about 60% of the time. And it's more like clicking 90% of the time. It's over, guys. Like J-Dub, his defense is so good. His offense is so good. He's got that jumping ability. He's got those long arms. I mean, there's so many things that he does that is so amazing that you have to stop and say, like, what is over the next 3 years? Like, are we talking about a first-time All-Star in 3 years? Because the progression proves that there's this possibility.
Right. It's going to take that year-over-year progression that you're talking about. But if you look at where he's at now, he's already a 3-level scorer. He's an explosive finisher at the rim. He's got a really good mid-range runner, can knock down the mid-range jumper, and his three-point shot is really under control. He's figuring out how to shoot it more through offensive flow, and also he's coming into the step back, and he's shooting that with more confidence. He's going to get a lot of reps in the summer. So I anticipate him taking his game to the next level.
He's got that LeBron body, which if you think about what I'm saying here, I'm not saying he's LeBron. I'm not saying that he's 6'8", but he's got that LeBron body. LeBron body is designed for lots of playing time without getting injured. I mean, tons of playing time. If you look at his career, I know he just got injured, so it's a bad thing that I'm saying right now, but he's probably out for the season. LeBron James is out for the season, most likely here. But if you look at what LeBron James has done in his career, I mean, I think he missed, 50 games over the first 13 seasons or 16 seasons of his career.
Yeah.
Like, crazy shit.
It was really low.
Like, so you look at that and you say, that's the type of body that you need for the NBA. And then you're starting to see how J-Dub's minutes lead all rookies, you know? And you're starting to see that J-Dub's, you know, the way he's playing a lot out there, and he probably is leading the Thunder in all minutes right now, you know, and because I don't think he's missed a game since January. So he's probably leading the Thunder in all the in minutes since January. So, you know, like, you're seeing what he's doing, and it's like, okay, like, add Chet. Okay, how much more better does that make him? Yes, makes him better. Okay, make SGA better. Does that make him better? Yes. Make Josh a better passer. Does that make him better? Yes. Okay, so then he fits this team perfectly to develop perfectly. So what are we talking about? Are we talking about the next player in Oklahoma City Thunder organization to average 20 points a game is J-Dub? And I have to say, guys, like, it's a toss-up between J-Dub and Josh Giddey. Who's going to be the next 20-point scorer? And that's crazy considering that J-Dub is a year behind Josh Giddey as far as the NBA.
And he has a legit chance to be a two-way star. Like, we've given Shea a lot of credit for his defense. And, You throw J-Dub on the other wing.
He played LeBron James the other day, bro. Mm-hmm. Scored 25 points in that game.
Think about that rip he had on Trey Mann when Trey was trying to dribble the ball. I've never seen Trey get ripped like that.
Trey Young?
Trey Young, you're right. Trey Young, against the Hawks when he was up at half court. There are so many different times where you just see him do things where it's like, these aren't normal things. And look, don't get mad at me, anybody. Everybody just hold your horses here, guys. But think about this. Defensively, he reminds me a lot of Kawhi Leonard.
You're not the first person that has said that, bro. I don't know which ESPN person has said it. Maybe JJ Redick, maybe I don't know, bro. I don't know. Somebody said it that said that the way that he plays defense and the way he locks down with his arms reminds them of Kawhi. And it was like, okay, like for me, I got to go back to Scottie Pippen though. Like the way that he plays defense is and for me, if you look at Kawhi, Scottie Pippen, and J-Dub, like I think you got a good indication of what type of defender he could be. And if that's the case,
true two-way star, which I mean,
right?
Think the previous versions of the Thunder, we had offensive stars and we had defensive stars, but a two-way star, we never saw one of those before.
Russ was a defensive star, bro.
No, Russ was a liability when he was trying to be a defensive star because his gambling took him out of position every time.
I see what you're saying.
If he didn't get the steal, then they were going to exploit the fact that, and that's the difference between J-Dub. He can play the passing lanes without getting out of position, right? I mean, and that's why I talk about Kawhi, because Kawhi would do the same thing. He would just take the ball out of the air when you're like, I've never seen somebody grab a skip pass like that. I've never seen somebody play the position, and be, ready to gamble. And also when they gamble, if they gamble, they don't gamble out of position. Like these are the types of things that you see similarities.
Think about how many times we've seen a pass. Yeah, you're right. But how many times do we see a pass that's 2 inches away from the fingertips? All the time. And I think the reason, because these NBA players are used to normal arm size out there. Like I can pass it right here. It'll be really close. But with J-Dub, it's his extra 2 or 3 inches length and the fact that he understands when to cheat on skip passes. Like when to get ahead of the guy without getting beat. I mean, that's a hard thing. Like how to get in front of the pass where if the pass gets around me, I'm not going to get made a fool. And J-Dub's special about that, man. Like, and we've seen so many times where you're like, oh, we're going to get dunked on because J-Dub got out of position. And then J-Dub recovers. And next thing you know is they got to pass out and reset. Like, to me, like you said, the two-way guard and the way that he goes about directing that defensive side. And we've always said that Dort's the best defender on the team, but I'm starting to think that Dort has a lot of competition right now with J-Dub. And the reason is because J-Dub can guard 1 through 4 incredibly effectively. And if he has to guard a 5, he can. But 1 through 4, he's incredibly effective with. And that makes it difficult. That makes it difficult if you're looking at it and saying, Dort, you can guard 1 through 3 effectively. Probably the best defender as far as 1 through 3 in the NBA. But you're looking at J-Dub and you're saying, okay, J-Dub gets the stats with the defense, whereas Dort doesn't necessarily get the stats with the defense.
Right. And Shea can do it 2 ways. Giddey is showing that he's got the ability to do it
next
2 ways
level.
too. Right.
The way that Shea blocks the ball.
Yeah. Think about that defensive lineup and the length, and think about how many games we get late in the game, and we're just waiting to turn it around from getting deflections and getting out and running. We expect it now. And that's an important part of the future for this team. So J-Dub's a big part of that. Lindy Waters just gets the nod by the team because he does the same things. He's figuring out how to use positioning, use his body. And trust me, the best is yet to come for Lindy Waters. So we're pumped up to have him, and we're pumped up that you guys joined us. And we will be back after this game. So join us for that.